Today we are reviewing estimation. Please copy the standard benchmark indicator at the top of a clean page in your math notebook. The student will choose an appropriate estimation strategy to fit a given situation. You can pause the video here to give yourself more time to copy down the SBI. Estimating sums and differences. Kenny collects baseball cards. He trades and purchases cards often. Below is the table showing his total collection over 4 months. Estimate the number of cards he collected during the 4th month. You can estimate by rounding. So in step 1, round the total number of cards in Kenny's collection for the 3rd and 4th months to the nearest hundred. It's best when you're working with numbers that you round them both to the same place value. So 1071 rounds to 1100 and 765 rounds to 800. Step 2, we subtract. So 1100 minus 800 is 300. So Kenny collected about 300 baseball cards during the 4th month. Example 2. Estimate 154 divided by 38 using compatible numbers. This is a little different than rounding because compatible numbers are numbers that go together that you can do mentally very easily. So with division, you're trying to find the closest division problem to the two numbers you have. The best way to do it is to look at the divisor, the second number. 38 is close to 40. Then if we look at 154, think about what is close to that 40 divides evenly into. So 4 goes into 16, so 40 will go into 160. So then we substitute the compatible numbers, and we do 160 divided by 4 is 4. So 154 divided by 38 is about 4. Estimate the problem. So in number 1, 1,348 rounds to 1,300, and 279 rounds to 300. And then we simply add. So our answer is 1,600. In number 2, 428 rounds to 400. 171 rounds to 200. And then 400 minus 200 is 100. For number 3, there's 2 different ways you can do this. You could round this to hundreds, or you could round it to tens. Both of them you're able to do mentally. So number 3, we could round to 630. Plus 232, which could also round to 230. And then we can add them together. Or you can round to 600 plus 200 and get 800. This is why when we're doing estimating this year, you need to make sure you're really careful and you're writing down the numbers you're used to estimate, because you may come up with a way to estimate that works, but it might not be one that I have written down when I'm checking your work. So number 4, again, we can round to the nearest 10 or the nearest 100. So we'll start with the nearest 10. 733 rounds to 730. 532 rounds to 530. And then we just subtract. Or we can round to 700 minus 500, which will also get us 200. For number 5, with multiplication, you want to round to nice, big, even, round numbers that are easy to multiply in your head. So we're going to round 86 to 90. And 402 to 400. Now we can use a shortcut when we're multiplying. We know 9 times 4 is 36. And then we need to add the 3 zeros, 1 from the 90 and 2 from the 400. So our answer becomes 36,000. For number 6, again, we're going to round to nice big numbers that are easy to do in our head. We're going to round 77 to 80 and 21 to 20. And then we know 8 times 2 is 16. And then we need to add 2 zeros, 1 from each factor. So we get 1,600. For 7, we're moving on to division. So this is where we're going to use compatible numbers. So the first thing we're going to look at is the divisor, 51, and we're going to round that to 50. Next, for 536, we're going to look at what is the closest number that 50 will go into that's close to 536. Okay, the two closest numbers are 500 and 550. 550 is slightly closer, so we're going to use that one. And then we know 5 goes into 55 11 times, so 50 is going to go into 550 11 times. Okay, you can just cancel out the 2 zeros to help you do the division problem. For 8, we have 252 divided by 61. So again, with compatible numbers, we're going to round 61 off to 60. And then we're going to find what is the closest number to 252 that 60 will go into. Well, if we look at just the first two digits, we've got 25, and then we look at the first digit of the divisor, we've got 6. So we know 24 is close to 25, and 6 goes into 24. So 60 will go in evenly to 240. And same thing on this one, you can cancel out the zeros, 1 in each part of the problem, so you can cancel them out. And 24 divided by 6 is 4. So 252 divided by 61 is about 4. Please make sure that all of the work is written down and glue this paper into your math notebook.